Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Ask Coach V. So excited to be here today and so happy to see you, Super Coach Ivon.
Yeah, hey coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you? Ready for a great show here with our beautiful
Absolutely.
audience?
Absolutely. Always ready. Quick reminder for anyone who's watching for the first time, this is Ask Coach V, where we do exactly that. We ask Coach V. Those of you that have been watching us, we've been doing this for a little while. You love it, you know it, it's helpful. Make sure you keep watching, make sure you share it with your friends, make sure you subscribe. So, in this series, what we do is we take questions we hear from agents we talk to, from our clients, questions we see in social media like Facebook groups, challenges, real situations that agents are having right now, and we bring them to a master coach, a top real estate agent, and we talk about them. And that way, our goal is you guys get some real world actionable advice and perspective on some of these things. So coach, I got some good questions for you and I'm ready to go if you are.
I'm excited and I'm ready. And by the way, I just want to say, we love you and we want to make sure we always bring you contribution and value to help you in our beautiful industry of real estate. I love that. So I'm very happy to be here and participate that with you and be with you, Coach Ivon. So let's get it started.
All right, let's do it. So I have two questions today. One of them is coming from a subject that came up with an agent I had a conversation with yesterday, and the other one I saw on the internet. So let's start with the question that I got from the agent I spoke with yesterday. They didn't necessarily ask the question, but they brought up this situation they're in, this challenging situation they're in. And I thought, wow, I think a lot of agents have been through this, are going through this, or will go through this at some point. So here's the deal. I was speaking with this agent, and she has been in the industry for a long time, but kind of stepped away. And some years ago, got back into the industry, and she joined a small boutique brokerage. Now, at this brokerage, she was doing okay initially, but now she feels like she's really not getting the support that she needs. She feels like there's no structure there. She feels like there's no help, and things are kind of feeling like she wants out. Now, at the same time, she likes the people she's working with. She feels a sense of responsibility to this small brokerage, and she's unsure of how to leave and where to go and what to do. So, coach, can we talk a little bit about this situation? Because I feel like this is a situation a lot of agents, if they haven't already, are going to find themselves in. What is the best practice when you need to leave and you're at that small brokerage and you're not getting what you need?
I love the question. And exactly, a lot of agents might be going through this and wondering, right? Now, very quickly here, so I can answer even more directly. Did she tell you, if coach, specifically what changed, what bothered her? It seems like in the beginning was okay, and now is a more dysfunctional, no structure, no this. Is
Yeah,
that
so I
impacting her production? How she's doing also in production and all?
So I didn't get into all of the specifics, if there's any sort of personal relationship type stuff with the broker or anything like that, because we know that can happen too. But her main thing she was telling me is she wasn't getting support with, technology stuff. She wasn't getting support with, CRMs or this or that, or she felt like the brokerage should be doing more for her than they were. And my understanding was that, some years ago when the market was hotter, probably there were fewer issues because the market was so hot and everyone's happy. But I think now maybe some of the things that are missing are becoming more apparent and more important.
Good point. Very good point. And the other thing too is, has she talked to them, right? Has she talked to them and go over everything? Did she mention anything already?
Yeah,
She tried to make it
so
better?
our focus of the conversation wasn't really on that, right? It was just kind of something in passing that she was mentioned, hey, I'm also going through this. So let's do this, coach. Let's talk about, some best practices for
Awesome.
agents in a situation like this where they feel they're not getting what they need out of their brokerage and they're thinking of leaving, specifically from a smaller brokerage to maybe a large company.
Perfect. Yeah. So that's good because that, for example, she already knows she wants to leave no matter what. She already went through the process. So now it's time to move. And I'm in a small company, small brokerage. I like the people, but it's time to go. So super important question because we got to have clarity of what we want, what we need, what's important for us, and what we're not getting it. So we know what not to sign up again, right? So I would say get a piece of paper because there's no fear, doubts in paper, and put in a paper what do you really want. So you know what you're not having in this brokerage. So definitely you don't want to go through the same process. So this is what I want. So let me share with you what I know, Coach Ivon, and everybody here. I like to play with the best teams. What I've learned in my many, many years as an entrepreneur, a real estate agent, is I always play better with the best team. And I believe in great competition, constructive competition, people around you that are positive, that's growing, that challenge themselves, because then it helps me, it pushes me to grow. Plus, energy is contagious, right? So I go right away and ask myself, what is the 3 biggest and the best company in town? Because again, if they're the biggest or the best, especially the best, if they're selling a lot, volume in unit, numbers don't lie. They're doing something well, right? So I would find out the top 3, because you're going to interview them. You're going to do your homework this time to make sure you don't have to move a lot and you're happy. What is the top 3 company in town? And now going to find out, ask around and go Google and go study them. What makes them the best company in town? Because you want to surround yourself with the best people, and then figure out, are they convenient for you? Are they close to you? Because if it's too far away, you're not going to go over there. And also, if you want to improve your price range, oh my gosh, go to the best ones. And then you're going to put a plan together so you can interview them, see what they can offer you, what they have available in terms of support, in terms of technology, in terms of system, in terms of synergy as well. And then you're also going to build your plan to make sure you come out and you can sell them to them why they should hire you. Does this make sense, Coach Ivon?
That does make sense. And I think it's a really good point to really write down, hey, what am I missing before you even think about, what do I want? Because that's a great way to figure out what you want, right? Is like, what do I feel like I'm not having right now that if I were having, I would be in a better position. And sometimes I think it's interesting what we end up coming up with, because sometimes these are things that we can solve internally that aren't necessarily even like the brokerage should be doing that. But at the same time, absolutely have a clear idea of what you want before you go out there and start looking. Otherwise, it's not going to be productive. So Coach, when an agent decides, okay, I'm going to go look at the top companies that are selling the most in the price range I want, what would be like, because I know there's a lot of things that a brokerage can offer, right? They can offer technology, they like, ones that focus on systems and marketing and CRMs, and they have their in-house programs. And there's also, other forms of support, and there's guidance and mentorship. If you were to say, look, the number one thing you want to see to think that it's a good option, what would it be? Could you narrow it down to one thing? And I'm not saying it has to be like, this is the one deciding factor, but if you want to tell someone, look, when you go there, even if they have all the fancy technology, if they don't have this, don't go there. Is there something like that X factor that you feel is really important?
I love that. So I'm going to say something, but that's not the main thing, but it's very important, reputation, okay? Because if you go to a place that you don't trust and like and love, you're already set to fail. Okay, so make sure it has a good reputation no matter what.
Great point.
I would say support. And support, I'm being a little vague because it is going to be, what if I need someone to help me? Who's going to help me, and how soon and how fast, right? What kind of marketing do you offer me? Now, it's very important to know, and that's why the point I said that wherever you go, you take you with you. Wherever you go, you take you along. So if you are changing company just because you are out of momentum, that's a great different question, right? Because you can go to the best company in the world with amazing support, fantastic reputation, great technology, they're here for you. But if you don't do the things and you're not coachable, you're not following up, you don't have a plan, you're all over the place, you're still going to fail. So again, that's a different point that I want to cover.
Exactly. And I think that kind of goes, Coach, and I'm sure you've seen it, I know I've seen it, to those agents that we feel like they're always hopping, right? They're always going from one brokerage to another.
Looking for the magical pill.
Exactly. Looking for that solution outside of themselves, which, guys, yeah, we want that support, but it all starts here.
Yeah. So support. If you have an issue, because you see, for example, coaching and training, I can give you. I coach coaches, I coach trainers. So your broker is not going to give you any special coaching or special training. They're
just the basics. Yeah.
They must teach you the business skills, The sales skills and personal skills you're going to learn with someone specialized like us. But the business skills, they should show you how to use the computer, how to use the system in the office, how to do the CMA that the office provides, how to write a contract. Yeah, if you don't know how to write a purchase contract, it's a broker problem, and your problem. You should learn that, or listen agreement. So again, choose the broker based on the highly level support when you need, because you're going to need the person to run to in the middle of a problem, an issue. Second, what is it? Okay, so reputation, support, marketing, what they give it to you. Please don't go to a broker just based on commission. Commission comes from your split on your commission comes from your production. You see, when I was with Coach Ivon, the highest amount that they went was 85%. They never went to 90%. And I know I made my broker a lot of money, but he also provided me a lot of support, help. And so when I wanted to change, I got one time an offer from the competition. And by the way, you always check it out. The competition doesn't hurt. I went and had breakfast with the owner of the big company in the Central Valley. And he offered me this. And it was very exciting and enticing. So I said, thank you so much. Let me think about it. I went to my broker that Banker was the #1 office in Stockton, Low Diamond, Tika. The other one was bigger in Modesto. I went to my broker and said, hey, Jerry, I love you. You know that, right? You're my first broker. You always be nice to me. I love you. Now, we're running a business here, and I have kids, and I have to run my business. He goes, I understand, Vanda. I said, so let's talk business. He goes, yes. He said, look, I love here, and I love to stay. Now, what happened is I got an offer, one of those offers that's hard to refuse, a great offer. And I brought you here everything. They offer me this. So, Jerry, can you match that? Because I really would like to stay. You know what he told me, Yvonne? Coach? I'm not only going to match it, I'm going to make it better. So he gave me money for assistant, money for marketing, So my point is, also another lady came in and said, I got this offer, and if you don't match my offer, I'm going to go. So she came like in a threatening approach. He said, you can leave. Because you see, that's the other point too. You can use whatever you have in your mind to negotiate, but you never treat anything or anyone like in a threatening situation. So all of you, let me go back. I know I digressed a little bit, Coach Ivon. This is such an important topic. So #1, what's the reputation of the company? Choose the 3 best one. And then who supports you? Who is interviewed 3 agents and say, hey, I was thinking about moving and just curious. Can you tell me what you love about your company and what you don't love? And hey, when you have a problem, who is respond? So go ask for support. And that support means when you're in a problem, who helps you, right? Support. And support marketing, support the technology, and so a company that also there's alive and well. There's a stuff
good culture, right? Good culture,
great culture.
And I think
because we become the culture.
And before we move on to the next question, I want to finish with a point that you brought up here in your story when you went to negotiate with your broker, and you said it yourself. Look, this is a business decision. Remember, guys, especially if you're at a small little boutique brokerage or you've been there for a long time, or that's where you've started, it's easy to kind of forget, hey, this is a business we're running. We're not we can be friends. We can be a work family. But at the end of the day, this is a business decision. Yeah. So let's step back. Let's look at this as a business decision. Are we getting what we need? No. Can we ask for it? Are we going to get it? No. Okay, let's move on. Because I know a lot of people struggle sometimes with feeling okay about leaving, or how do I ask to leave? So remember, it's a business decision, and then go out there and use what Coach V just said to find those next best options. I
love it. And Coach, very quickly, I know we got to go and time is precious. Now, it made me think about Lucita Pumphrey that works with us. And she was the same situation. Oh, but I love my broker. But my company is so nice, the people are so nice, but it was a small company. There was no support, there's no marketing, there's no growth. And we helped her to move. And today she's in a beautiful, amazing company, and the energy, and she's growing, and she's being coachable, making money, sell a lot of homes. 2 years in the business, she sold already over 12 homes this year.
Killing it. So, all right. I think we did well with that question. Let's move on to the next one. So this one, I just copy and pasted it from a Facebook group with thousands and thousands of agents in there. And this person was venting a little bit, but I think it brings up a nice issue for us to talk about. It's a little long. I'll pretty much just read it word for word, and then we'll break it down. So remember, this is just the person I copy pasted in the group. Okay. So why do people insist on seeing a house without at the very least a pre-qualification letter. Even after I explained to them the stretching of resources and time, the displacement of the sellers, the liability of being an inverted individual into a property, the fact that it might be a 1 or 2 point drop in their credit score, they still get angry and they demand that they want to see the property within the day or a few hours. I can't write off what they swear they can purchase. The pre-qualification letter is a golden ticket to go see, blah, 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 blah. So basically, this agent is saying, how come my buyers keep insisting to see homes without a, well, not even my buyers, right? How come my leads keep insisting to see homes without a letter? And then two, the second part of her question that I'm not going to read word for word because she goes on too long. The second part of her question is, how do I stop my buyers from wanting to see homes they can't afford and see homes that are outside of their means? So Coach, what would you say to an agent that is frustrated, feeling like these buyers are crazy, they want to do this stuff that's not good for them?
Oh, I love this question because it comes to a point that these buyers are giving you a gift. And you guys heard me say before, they are giving you resistance because you are failing to display and explain the situation properly. They don't see any benefits for them to get a pre-qual. So first of all, that shows me the whole story is telling me you have not pre-qualified them very well about the motivation. So first of all, motivation, maybe you have, but you're not using motivation as a leverage. Look, if I want something, Coach, if I want something from you, I want it my way, I want to see the house, just show me the house, I want to see the house, and you know what's best for me, and you know how to influence me, is it possible that you show me the way that I understand really that there are steps to do first so I can get the best result? Is it possible? Of course,
Sure.
right? So
Sure.
what happened is, my darling, this is feedback for you. You don't know how to handle this objection. It's an objection. I'll talk to the lender later. Show me the house first. I just want to see the house. I just want to see the house. So what is an objection? A question in the mind of the consumer, an uncertainty about you, about the market, about the house, or a fear, or maybe just, it's their own agenda, but you're the one who doesn't know how to handle. Because you can say, great, of course, you want to role play, Coach? I don't know if we have time for that, but we can.
Yeah, so it's better for us to just stick to answering just because I don't want the time to get away from it. So,
Okay.
so Coach,
Awesome.
what I'm hearing you say is,
And by the way, that's what we do, right? We role play, so you know how to do it, because that's it needs to be done here. All those buyers are telling you is because you need to level up the skill. Go ahead, Coach.
Of course. So what I'm hearing you say here is like, look, if the buyer can't see the value or the reason to do it and just is demanding for you to do something, it's because we're not showing them, right? We're not making it important. So what I'm hearing here from this question is, first off, I doubt that this agent has done a real buyer's consultation, buyer's presentation with them, where they've sat down and gone over their needs and wants, what's important, the process, what they're going to do for them, and gotten an agreement. Because if that agent is in a situation where they feel like they're held hostage, they have to go show them this house without a pre-qualification letter, otherwise they're going to run away, then they don't really have a relationship there, right? Because, they're just going to go to some other agent. So they haven't built enough value to really have that client, that agent relationship, right, Coach?
Yes, exactly. And that trust is built by connection. Connection is built by rapport. So this agent doesn't have enough rapport and trust with the client. So, but you have to understand how to say it. And you do have to say, of course I'm going to show you the home, Yvonne. Of course I'm going to show you the home. I know what you want. You told me this. Of course I'm here to serve. I'm the business of serving. Now, wouldn't it be nice to see a home that's in the price range? Can you imagine you start seeing homes without knowing your budget, and you end up seeing homes for 800,000? You see all those homes for 800,000, and after you talk to the lender, realize, oops, I can only go to 675. And now you saw all these homes way more expensive, way beside up your budget, and now you're gonna be, how would you feel? Disappointed, deflated. So we can do that first, but it's the worst strategy for you to see homes. Listen, I'm going to make the appointment. Meanwhile, I'm going to call, and then you go, I'm going to call my lender, because you got to know your budget. You got to do first step first, and then sell them on the benefits. I have some other homes, you're going to see it. Build the rapport, build the connection. Makes sense, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so give
Coach,
them options. Go ahead.
And so, Coach, with that being said, okay, you got to show the value. You got to communicate, you got to influence, you got to make sure they understand why it matters and why you do business that way. And also,
For
hey,
them,
I'm a professional.
Yeah.
This is how it works. And they will understand that if you have that confidence and certainty. And like you said, make it about them. Now, what about, kind of the part two of this question, which is let's suppose that they do have a pre-qual letter, and let's suppose that they, maybe have told you where they want to stay, what their budget is. Even if maybe they're pre-qualified up to 800,000, but they told you, look, we're really only comfortable paying this per month, so 700,000 is where we want to be. But then they want to keep seeing homes outside of their budget. How do you politely, say no? How do you get them to not go waste their time and your time?
Yeah, and that's why you have to become a very good in sales skills and know how to sell them the benefits. So I would say, it's a script that you say, how you say with a lot of empathy. And Yvonne, listen, we can go out and see all those homes. Now, I'm very concerned about something. Can I tell you why? It's because you're going to see homes that right now is not part of your budget. Are you going to be able, if you find a home today for 800,000, are you going to be able to make an offer? No. Right? I don't think so, because then you don't have time to leave, but also not going to be qualified. So you have a couple of options. Or you wait until you can afford the price, right? Save some more money, or maybe borrow from dad or mom. So you wait or get some money, or you compromise right now, knowing that even if you wait, the price is going to go up. Most of the states are going up right now because inventory is so low. And buy a home, compromise right now, see what you're willing to compromise, buy a home for a little less, build some equity. In 5 years, you buy something much nicer. So at the end of the day, you have to decide, how would you like to do? Would you like to look at homes that fits your budget right now, that you can move in and stop paying rent? Or would you like to go talk to your family, see if you can have some money extra, find a way to pre-qualify for higher? Or take a break and wait when the price is right? So tell me again why you need to sell. So I will go right, put my finger in the motivation again, because if they don't have to sell, maybe they're just curious. They're called looky-loos. I just want to see home. I have nothing to do. Oh, let's call some real estate agent and look at homes. So you got to know your avatar.
Right.
Because,
and Coach, is there ever a time that you would take a buyer to see a home that they can't afford? Like if they're really insistent, how would you just say, like, let's say you do all that really well and they're really insistent, they really just want to see it, how would you give them that no?
I would say, do you have a pre-qual letter? Have you talked to your lender? And if they don't have a pre-qual letter, I'm going to sell them and talk to my lender on the phone. And if they don't talk to my lender at all, I'll probably refuse.
Well, Coach, what I mean is, maybe they have a pre-qual letter and you started to work with them, but they want to see something outside of their budget. Would you ever take a buyer to see something outside of your budget?
First we're going to address that.
Right. Well, that's the question. So you've addressed that, and they still really want to go see it. Would you ever take them?
I'll meet that. And in a way, even before I say, hey, I'm just curious. By the way, your budget is 800,000, and you told me even 800, your mortgage is going to be really tight. That one is $875,000 more. It's going to be so much more per month. So if you love this house, are you willing to pay the price? Or you're going to have someone else helping you? Yeah, you know what? Anything can happen. It's very hard to pinpoint one thing. I tell you an example. One time I was selling a home to a young detective in Stockton, California, a young detective, nice guy. And he told me, my budget is 500,000. Okay. So I showed him a lot of homes, things. And one day he called me, he said, Coach Vanda, I just drove by this house. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful home. It's your listing. How come you didn't tell me about it? I said, because it's $600,000. And he goes, oh, but I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Guess what, everyone? I took him to see the house and he bought it. He found a way. He got money. So it's very hard to tell you, never do that. And then he found a way to make the money. And so after that, I told myself, always ask, hey, listen, I know your budget is 500,000. I was just wondering, by any chance, there's any possibility that you can go a little higher than that if the house really, really fits one? Oh, well, maybe my uncle who's really rich can give me some money. You see, you never know. So go deep, ask more questions. Makes sense, Coach?
Makes sense. So look, guys, the short of it is, if they want to see the homes without a pre-qual letter and they refuse your answers, that means we're not showing value. We're not communicating well. We're not influencing well. So let's make sure we're doing that buyer's presentation. Let's make sure we're helping them understand the process. And let's make sure we're saving them time and you're letting them see that. And then for the second thing, hey, I think Coach V just answered it. It's going to be a case-by-case situation, right?
Yes.
If they want to see a home that is going to stretch their budget, let's make sure we're using common sense. Let's make sure we ask them all the important questions, and let's make sure that we're protecting their time and our time too. So Coach, I think we killed those questions. Do you have anything you want to add before we close it out here?
Yes, I love that. So you said it right, Coach. Go deep, ask the relevant questions, important question, and just remember, with high level of skills, that's what you do. Selling is asking great questions, know what they want. You don't have to push, you don't have to convince. Some people are ready today, some people are ready later. But if you teach them, educate them, and help them with empathy to understand the process is about them, they'll do anything to help you, right, Coach? So thank you so much for showing up today. Hey, listen, again, like we always say, share this with someone today that can improve and level up. Watch this again and know always that we are here for you. Post your comments here and we see you soon. Thank you,
Yeah,
Coach.
look, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We do these all the time. You want to get those notifications. You want to make sure you catch the new ones. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions you want us to cover. We're always open to it. So thanks again for another great one, Coach.
Thank you so much, and go help a lot of people sell a lot of homes. Ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye.